I was just gonna have a quick talk right before I go to work. So I've seen a lot of posts online where people were saying that they think Magic would try and spike up the prices for their products and stick them in the booster bundles or the gift bundles, these high cost ring cards, because they want to maximize profit. And if they were a marketing person, and that's what they would do. I just want to clarify that I think if a company was going to do that, they would put they would either they could put it in the gift bundle, but I think if they were trying to maximize profits, you would keep it in a pallet inside of the company until the booster bundle or the gift bundle is released. Because that would make the most sense because all your stores and stuff would buy all of your collector booster boxes at the beginning, rapid fire, and then all the hype people would buy those rapid fire right at the start. And then 2 weeks later, you have the gift bundle release. And if you wanted to make everything fair for people, then you would have your gift bundles and your collector booster box that have all of the one ring potential in it come out at the same time. Otherwise, you'd run into that issue of like, well, I didn't have enough money for a collector box and, or something along those lines. So, but my other concern with that is you're telling me that a card company that produces fantasy cards and stuff. There's not any Lord of the Ring fans there because I've been watching a few of the box openings so far, and there's some odd stuff that I've seen. Like I don't know if they're trying to confuse people or what, but there's like collector booster boxes that have one missing pack out of them, which could be snuck out at any point. Like you could have people during shipping that like slide one pack out of the box. You could have people at the company that try to slide packs out of the box. Maybe they know what kind of position the card should be in, something along those lines. It seems like a high probability that unless everything's completely automated and there's like a super trustworthy, like fully open about everything company, that one of the workers there would have seen the card or known about the card and would have stocked it after launch. Because who works at a company and then someone says there's like a $2 million thing coming down the line that could go to anybody and that they don't keep track of it, you know? But also, with people who are talking about the position of the cards, I think it has something to do with how they printed the cards out. Because if you think about how many different artworks of each card there is, and then if you like had to calculate the percentages of each of those artworks showing up and each of the foils and all that stuff, I don't know exactly how their printing process works over there, but you got to imagine if you have a specific number of certain cards, then that means at certain points you would need to alternate the card printing to be able to continue everything. So like you see on these openings, the one ring card has like it doesn't show up very often, but if you're printing off the Soul Ring cards up to a certain limited number, and then the serialized Soul Ring cards up to a limited number, and then the ring cards up to a limited number, um, like maybe you would print out all of the rings first, like you'd do the all of the human rings and the dwarven rings, and then the elven rings, and then the one ring at the end. But you also see like with the cards, there's ties to things in like the books or the movie, like Bilbo being like 111. The number of cards that they're printing out for each of the ring sets being connected to like the books and the movie numbers. So it makes me wonder also like if they wouldn't release the cards sort of in a movie method as well, because like movie and book wise, the rings for each of the races and stuff were produced first, and then the one ring was made, you know? And then you have however many years it took after the ring was forged and Sauron was defeated for Gollum to find it, you know. So there's any number of like explanations or reasons that they could have to release the card at different times or dates. But that being said, still, I think that again, you need to check at your local area, but the Target seems to be the best place for me to do the collector booster bundles or the gift bundles. $80 pre-order from there. I'm getting 6. So my reasoning on that was originally when I was looking at these cards, I saw on Amazon and stuff and all that you could buy those gift bundles. And so basically a collector booster box was like $500, $400, $500, and a gift bundle was like $200. So you could get 2 collector booster packs or you could get 15 collector booster packs basically for the same amount of money. And then looking around, I found the $80 Target pre-orders, which means I can get like 5 or 6 of those for the same cost of one, or for the same cost of 2 of the collector booster packs before. So if I resold those for profit, I mean, I would just make double my money flat out. But if I open them, then I still have, half a collector booster box to open. I got 12, or I have 6 packs, you know, not maybe like a third, you know, half to a third of like a box of collector booster box. And then I get the was it 48 booster packs, which can all have uh, the list cards, like different list cards on it. And then I get 6 of the dice, potentially collector dice. And then we get something else in there, I forget. But or the foil lands and stuff. I want all the foil lands that are in there, so we're gonna get 6. You get 20 foil lands, so we get 120 foil lands out of that. Then we'll get 120 base lands, and then we'll get the 6 collectors booster packs and stuff. I think that's the method. Um, and then in a couple of weeks, I'll probably buy a collector's booster box. I'll look in my local area. I'm gonna look around at the card stores and stuff and see if there's anything that's cheaper than like $500. But I've already seen on Amazon. Like, this is TCG Player, so you're looking at 220 or 429 at the moment, and these were 500 the other day. And then we have 520 on Amazon. So TCG Player, like a couple of weeks ago or a couple of days ago, was like $300 for a box. And now we got Amazon here, $520. But my thinking is that however often the one ring pops up in your deck or in your booster packs is probably how often that's probably like the slot that this one ring one of one is going to take. And so however many artworks there is of this ring, there's probably going to be like a set number of those that get produced, and then they'll have that one of one ring drop. The only other thing I could figure is that if they stuck it in a collector booster box or something, maybe they were worried about it getting lost inside of the collector booster packs or something. Collector booster boxes, I think they or the bundle gift boxes, I think they'd be a little bit harder to steal out of compared to the other collector booster packs because it's in a box. It's more safe. It's more sealed. You're probably getting shipped directly to a store. Maybe a little bit less damage. And then if it's inside of a box, you could potentially put any sort of other thing in the box besides just a collector booster pack. Like we've seen pictures of them holding the one of one ring card, which means like they either stuck it in a pack like manually or something, or if it's in a gift bundle, they could easily just stick it into a separate package or a separate container, or even like have it graded inside of a different kind of sealed container inside of the gift bundle, where they wouldn't be able to do that with the other packages, which I think is pretty good. So I need to check a couple of my orders actually on this, but either the next couple days, I'm assuming by Monday, we'll have our starter deck and we'll probably have our commander decks. And I want to look at all those because I have looked at some of the cards that are on Magic Arena, but I haven't really kept up with everything that's possible in the Lord of the Rings set. And I'm sure, as much as like the Magic the Gathering people online are saying that the prices are going to go down for the cards, I'm assuming they're going to go down quite a bit for like the normal cards. But like the foils and the rare foils and all that stuff, I honestly don't think they're going to go down because I think there's people that are like me. You have like Lord of the Rings book fans, Lord of the Rings movie fans, Lord of the Rings just in general fans, Lord of the Ring game fans like for like Xbox and PlayStation and all that. And then you have Lord of the Rings RTS fans. And then like for me just looking at the cards, I see uh all the different artworks. I would like to have a collection of them. I'm not even that big of a collector, and I would like to have a collection of like all these different things. Do one quick match right quick before we go to work. Let me look at the time. We got like 10 minutes. Can't block. I think the ring mechanic is all right for just like if you're the only Lord of the Rings deck at the table, but I don't necessarily like the ring mechanic that much. He gets poison counters. See, I like this. I brought the dollhouse back out as we can get back these eagles. So we can use the eagles turn one to get an extra land, and then later on we can bring it back, get a 3/3 flying, and then get first strike life, first strike 1/1 or 1/0 till the end of turn, which I think is nice. Do a resistance squad. We can't block that beetle. Like right now we can pull back resistance squad, and then we can pull back the eagles. But I want six mana before we do that. So we're at 5 right now. So we're going to do that. And then we can protect our guy for now. If these orcs get too big, we can just get rid of them. But we can't block him at the moment, so that's the problem. We're about to lose. We can't block him because he's the ring bearer. We should have made a soldier. See, I knew that card was going to be a pain. Ever since I seen that Frodo card, I knew 100% people were going to stick this in their deck and it was going to be annoying with the freaking ring bearer because all you have to have is 4 and he can be your commander. A commander deck with Frodo absolutely busted it. It's going to have to be banned. Because, like, 4 getting tempted 4 times is so easy with how they have the mechanics played out. Not even a thing. I'll show you real quick. I should have made a, basically, if you don't have weenies, if you don't have, like, a good source of weenies for blockers in your deck, Frodo's just going to run in and smack you one time. Let me find this card real quick. See, Sauron's Bane. So it's a white-black. And this right here is going to be like one of the strongest things. So it's a 1/2. All right. If Frodo, Sauron's Bane, is a citizen, it becomes a halfling scout with base power and toughness 2/3 and lifelink. And that costs 2 mana. So you summon him for 1 mana, and then for 2 more mana. So like turn 1, he's down. Turn 2, he gets turned into a scout. And then turn 3, if Frodo's a scout, it becomes a halfling rogue. With whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game if the ring has tempted you 4 more times this game. Otherwise, the ring tempts you. It's like, so if you have 4 of these cards and you have 4 of the, like in the standard format here, you have 4 of these cards and 4 of those other cards that tempt you once per turn, minimum. Then like turn 1, this comes down. Turn 2, that comes down. Turn 3, you could tempt yourself twice, and then you could do turn 4, he's a rogue. Turn 5, you're probably swinging in for lethal. And if he's your commander, I mean, you just tempt yourself with any card that you can, and then you summon him, potentially turn him into a scout the first turn. Like for 6 mana, this is a one shot almost. You know, it's like a 6 mana like game ending card. But even with like 2 turns, it would still suck. But basically, it's just because he has to be the ring bearer. I think. Wait, actually, he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't. Also, his attacks tempt you. So like, turn one, he comes down. Turn two, he turns into a rogue, and then he swings in for damage. He gets tempted once, which makes him unblockable for the rest of it. So turn three, wait, turn one he comes down. Turn two, he would turn into a, a scout. Yeah, he would get lifelink turn two, and then turn three, he would turn into the rogue. I mean, you have a little bit of time, but I just don't. I don't like one-shot cards. They're the bane of my existence. It's like if people play one-shot cards and you don't have some way to like search your deck out for an answer, it's just a problem. I don't like it. Anyway, I'm gonna head off to work. We should be getting those boxes pretty soon, and then probably next week or the week after, I'll get a collector booster box. We'll see. Y'all guys have a good